Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see my outfit, the hair, the bonnet, the better you know that today is the bachelorette and we are in the international trip in Paris. À Paris, cette semaine, épisode c'est à Paris. I'm not gonna wear a jacket the whole freaking time. Why? Because I'm in the house, so let's lose the jacket. I didn't mean to wear all red. It just happened like this. This episode of The Bachelorette is going to be very interesting. So, in this week we started, even when you saw like the Instagram promo of this episode, it's like, are you team Gabby? Are you team Rachel? Last week episode, we saw how the group has formed. We have 9 men for Gabby and 9 men for Rachel. Now we are in this. Now the Bachelorette season is like, it's 2 individual seasons, so for both of the women. But the thing is that like, usually in the regular season, like when we go for 25 or 30 men to 9, it's already like week 6 or 7. Now we are only on episode 4 and both of the ladies only have 9 guys. It's kind of sad because they don't have all, it's like the season is cutting short. But hopefully, and I think there are some good potential guys that each of them might end up with, so it's not so bad. In this episode of The Bachelorette, I read and see that Gabby used the word rough around the edges twice, but I don't really agree with him because the way Gabby used the word, you can say stuff about yourself, you can talk. It doesn't mean the same people can use the same word to describe you. And I just think Raiden was trying to justify or make it what he did a little bit small. It's like, I didn't do so. She used the word twice. She used it to describe her. So what's so wrong about what I did? So he go around all the house, like where the men are, to try to justify what he did wasn't such a big deal, so he doesn't know what the girl are mad about. He those bitches. He talked to Ned. He talked to all the other guy. He also talked to Mick Bob. He was like describing the lady. He compared the lady to his ex-girlfriend. He said, those bitches, I don't trust those bitches. Jessica with the date card, he said this way we're gonna have 2 one-on-one date. He told the guy that the lady already left, they are not there anymore. He said the lady already left for Paris.
Gabby and Rachel are headed to France.
And 2 men gonna join them in Paris. Or the other guy gonna go to France. So the 2 men gonna join the two girls in Paris are Tino and Jason. The next section they show Rachel and Gabby talking like they're sitting somewhere outside in Paris or at a cafe, something like that. And Rachel is talking about last night, so how she felt like she's talking about the whole ceremony. Like she said it was the lowest point of her life, so she felt embarrassed. She can't believe. I was like, Rachel, I thought the lowest point of your life was when Clayton put you in the car. She said this was the lowest point. She was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, Rachel. It's like, even when you cry in front of you, it's like, no, okay, you have to get into like, now like the girl are talking. And they did join them, and Rachel go with Tino, Gabby go with Jason. And Jason is his first time in Paris. Gabby and Jason went for like a French store and they tried different hats. Now you can see what I'm wearing my hat. Yeah, I want to like represent, even though I'm not from Paris. Like I'm not from a country, originally from a country who speak French and Cameroon, so I always love French outfit. I like the classic type of outfit. So, oh, let me represent the bonnet. And they tried different clothes. Gabby was like, she was just laughing. It doesn't fit her well. She was making fun of that. That was just funny. She was self-deprecating. That's why I felt like about the hidden thing about him using the same word Gabby used. She's like the self-deprecate. She's not like, she doesn't think of herself too high. But it doesn't mean you have to use those words like try to say bad thing about it. I have to go to Paris, they measure my head to give me a hat. I don't know if this fit me well or it's supposed to be small or bigger. I have no idea. It was raining also. Tino and Rachel, they have such a beautiful day. They're walking in the rain. I'm like, I feel like this season is already over. When I see Tino and Rachel, I'm like, whoa. I feel like that's a couple who will be together. I don't know what the other guy are doing. Maybe I project too hard. Maybe I think about the future already. It's so too early. It's too early to think about that. But they have such chemistry that I can't even describe. Just look at the image. Just look at the picture.
Feels like a fairy tale.
They have a great chemistry. I'm like, very great. I'm like, those two people are falling already. What's going on for the other guy? Maybe you should pack your bag and go home. I'm just joking. And just like Gabby also, Gabby was having a great time with Jason, but she was like, Jason doesn't talk that much, so she kind of wish Jason talked so that she can see the connection that they have. She loved that they are goofing around, but she would like to know Jason more, you know. They both have a great day walking in Paris, stopping to different places, to different stores. Tino and Rachel, they just have the date, and Gabby also did. That was a good date during the day, and they stop for different activities. That was like the date that I forgot to say something before they separate, or maybe after they meet. They were like talking. The guy were talking outside, and the two girls said, we are going to the bathroom."
Dad, do you have to go to the bathroom? Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
And I was just looking at the guy talking. That was kind of cute. And then the night portions, they showed the night portion there for Rachel and Tino, and Rachel was talking about her career, like how she's driven in her past relationship. The people that she met in the past, they were not okay. And when I was younger, I used to go on vacation to my aunt's house. We have like a neighbor. She was a flight attendant. Her children were born in different countries. She mentioned her career for like a long time. Some people don't understand that it's like a lifestyle. And Rachel's ex-boyfriend just assumed that she would cheat on him. He assumed something that is not even there yet. So that she has a flight attendant, he can toss her career, he can toss her, she will fly. So she was talking about that she wanted a career. And Chino is such a great guy. He's talking about when he grew up with two parents. They were both working. His dad was waking up early in the morning to always make sure that they have breakfast before he go to work. Like, it was just about they complement each other. And Tino said he will help. So if they end up together, she doesn't have to do everything. It's okay if she have to go for work. He will help her. Even if you have to take care of the house, the cooking and stuff like that, he will bring his back. Sometimes you're gonna have to do more. It's okay, so she doesn't have to give up her career to raise the children. So they understand each other about that, and that was kind of nice. I love the fact that Chino is actually talking to Rachel. There's a conversation, right? I don't blame the other guy, the other date that they have in the past. I love when it's back and forth conversation. It look more interesting compared like to the bachelorette have to talk, waiting for the guy to say one thing. So I love this date with Chino, and I love the fact that even check on her about yesterday, like we say, oh, the whole ceremony, I hope you're okay, and blah 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 blah. That was so nice. I understand in the past, like there was so much hype about Tino. He's a great guy, but I like Tino for his look. After watching this episode, I like him. He's a whole package, not just the look. He's a whole package. So I'm Team Tino and Rachel right now. They better make it to the end. Okay, on the other side, we show before we show Gabby 9 portion with Jason. So they show the guy and the group that come from Gabby date. It's gonna be like the rest of the men except Jason. So because Jason have a 1-1, we're gonna have Nick, Quincy, Spencer, Johnny, Mario, Michael. If I forgot somebody, please, there are 8 people, and it's gonna be. She said the data said something about I want someone who's gonna fight for me. You understand it's gonna be like some kind of boxing date that they always do in the Bachelor. And after they show the night post of Gabby and Jason date, and compared to like the date that she had with Eric, Eric should have a great day with Eric, but I was like, the last episode I was saying, oh, I wish Eric opened up more so that we kind of understand. He was like, I wish he opened up more, especially when Gabby was crying. So I don't know why Eric didn't open up more. So I was waiting for Jason. Jason was like, it's a little bit shy, but finally he's opened up. He would talk about his childhood, about the fact that he was like playing tennis. I don't know. Maybe he was doing something that he didn't really like. They didn't really explain what, but he said like he was very shy as a child. He tried to play tennis. Maybe he will try to fit in by playing tennis, but he realized that he didn't like it. He quit and stuff like that. He talked a lot about therapy, how therapy helped him open up more about himself. So compared, it's kind of nice to see someone, and Gabby see she like a man who appreciates therapy. They both talk about like therapy. She talk about her mom again. I feel bad that Gabby have to talk about her mom again, but I kind of like it that she opened up about this, and they have some kind of like, how can I say, they understand each other. They have similar childhood experience. They both have overcome the trauma, and she talk about Hayden, like the offer the engine thing. She was just joking around. I just love how Jason said that, because if it's Hayden on insecurity, wonder like, you know, when people say bad thing about you, sometimes because they are very insecure. I love the way Jason talked to Gabby about that, so she doesn't have to worry about him, so she can just live her life and let the person who can handle his own issue to project on somebody else. So I like that they have the connection. I'm like, even though Jason doesn't talk that much, I just love him. I love Jason. I can see the connection there. Maybe I love Jason a little bit more than Eric. I don't know. I love both guys. I wish Eric opened up a little bit more. And I feel like I can trust Jason. I'm not sure if I can trust Eric yet. Both are great guy. For Gabby, they are front runner. We're gonna see how this thing go. You know, when Rachel gave the host to Tino, it wasn't just the host this time. It was something that she felt like. Rachel said, oh, this is the easiest host that I gave, right? And Gabby says to Jason that the host that I gave you is not just a host, like it's a promise that I'm seeing something with you. That was great. They both have amazing dates in Paris. They both choose good guys they can take to Paris. Now we finish with all the one-on-one. It's time for like the group date. For the first group date is Gabby group date, like I talked about earlier. So it's going to be like the rest of the men who were not on the one-on-one. The rest of Gabby men except Jason, so the 8 other guy. And they did something that would not be a good idea at the end. So I don't know if they come up with this idea or if the producer encouraged Rachel to come up with her guy. But Rachel came to Gabby group day with some of her guy who's going to be like the audience to watch Gabby guy fight. But I feel bad for Rachel. She already, she struggled a little bit in this process, right? And the rejection that she got at the whole ceremony still kind of affect her. Even though it's Gabby group date and the audience is like, technically the guy are supposed to look at the other guy. Maybe they don't know what they're supposed, technically they are not supposed to do anything, right? Rachel was so sad about the fact that the guy didn't give her any attention. Oh, she lost it a little bit. She was crying. And especially when Gabby, the men have to confess the love or say something nice about Gabby before they go and fight for her. I really appreciate Nate say something nice about Gabby. But this whole Gabby, they got turned into like Rachel not getting any attention from a man. And she was so mad. She was crying. She said, "Oh, I can't believe I failed once as a bachelorette, that I failed as a contestant in Clayton season. I can't believe this man." I'm like, "Oh God, Richard, did you forget about how sad you were in Clayton season? You think you feel better, you feel love over there? Remember the time he put you in the car? Remember that. Don't forget. Sometimes when we go through like difficult time, we always think the situation that we are in is better than the situation we used to be, but it's not the case. It's just that it's difficult right now. I also understand, because as a bachelor, you want the attention, you want to, even though she have great guy, Tino, Zach, she have a lot of great guys that like her. She have, how do we call him again? Even all those big top 3 or top 4, I don't know. But she still feel like she doesn't feel as a bachelor, because she doesn't get the attention that the bachelor is supposed to have. Like when you're the bachelor, you're supposed to be a center of attention. But she doesn't get that, because she felt like, she said something about like, now that they are too good, she feels like she's in the loser team, and maybe some guy regret to be in her team. And when they talk about that, they show Logan say that he saw Gabby, he still have feeling for Gabby, he want to talk to Gabby, but he doesn't want to offend Rachel. She already been through a lot. Oh my God, Logan is like changing things right now. What's going on? Rachel was crying, so I understand a little bit, but I felt like it was the wrong timing, because those guys are supposed to be on the date. This Gabby group date, right? They are the audience. Even though you're there, they are not supposed to like go. Maybe they don't take initiative, but they just know that they are the audience, and they didn't mean to not pay attention to you. They didn't mean to ignore you. And also understand Rachel, because she's been through a lot, and maybe she feel like she's losing it. She feel like she doesn't get the attention that she deserves as a bachelor. If she was the only bachelorette, that attention will be centered to you, because there are 2 bachelorettes. And I feel like even the thing that you don't see, like even the simple thing, you're still gonna feel like you don't get the attention that you deserve. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I just want to say that I feel bad for her, but I also feel like she overreacted, because the guy didn't mean to like ignore her on purpose. They would just probably follow the instruction. Oh, Rachel got mad. After the ATM, she just walked to the guy talking, "You guys are ignoring me today. Do you even understand? Do you even want to be here? I gave you the host for a reason. You guys accepted my host. That means you guys are like with me. You guys are with my team," and blah, 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 blah. She was so mad. She left. By the way, Gabby, group day, everything happened well, and she have like, after the group day, she have the one-on-one time with Spencer, and they didn't talk about much. So I like the concept, because you know, when they take everybody to the cocktail hour, I like that they choose one person after the group day, and we get the person get like some kind of one-on-one time, right? It's like having like a whole one-on-one date. It's the time to get to know the person. Even though we didn't even get to know Spencer that well, the only thing they show was him talking about how he grew up in the military. Gabby also grew up in the military. They relate to that. They didn't show much about Spencer. That's all we know about him for now. Maybe in the future they will show more about Spencer, and maybe in the future we will learn more about Spencer. I don't know. Only time will tell. And yeah, Rachel talked to the guy. She have a Claire moment. Is anyone gonna pay attention to me? Claire moment was kind of justified, because she was the only bachelorette, and all the guy was not even taking initiative. And Haitian moment, literally the guy was in another bachelorette group date, and they were the audience, so they didn't know if they have to run to you, but at least they should have run to her and say hi or give her a hug. But they just stay like an audience the whole time, and Logan the whole time was just thinking about Gabby. Yeah, that wasn't good. And all the guys were so surprised. And the next day we have Rachel group date. So on Rachel group date, they went to like a weird place. They have like a French couple, like they were kissing like for 1 minute. That was weird. It's going to be the date. The date's going to be about learn how to flirt, right? They have different stuff that they have to do. They literally have to, like, first you have to flirt. They say you can use the word, it has to be physical, blah 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 blah, blah. And then you have to kiss with your hand, like French kiss with your hand. I'm like, then you have to smell someone armpit. They literally make gracious smell people armpit. They say for family and whatever, but I'm not smelling anyone armpit for no reason. And after they had to write a poem, Tyler had a great time. He wrote a poem about Rachel, and he wrote that poem the night before. Rachel really appreciated that effort from Tyler. Apparently, the man didn't make that much effort. And she took him for like a one-on-one in the evening. They have like a great time together. Tyler talked about his life. He's only 25, but he already bought a house. He bought a house for like his ex-girlfriend. At the last minute, she said, I can do that. She left. So Tyler talked about his life. He said even though he's been hurt before, he's always willing to fall in love. And Rachel related to that. She said it'll be similar. When she falls, even though it hurt her, she like taking a risk to fall in love. And Tyler talked about the fact that he's willing to help. If she's a pilot, he can do the dishes, clean, blah, blah. They talk about stuff that he can cook, do the dish, do the cleaning. He will help her while she's continuing her career. So he's that type of man who's like flexible. It's not like the type of people who grow up in the mentality that the men should do this, the women should do this. I really appreciate that about Tyler. Tyler literally went for like, nobody know about me to like, I'm one of the front runners for Rachel. I'm really appreciate Tyler. You really stand out in this day. And now we are done. We are in the cocktail hour. In the cocktail hour, so we have Gabby did they even show Gabby one-on-one? They show Gabby and her man. They show Rachel and her man also. Gabby have a moment with Nate that was so cute. I love that you had a good date with Nate. Nate said that I noticed every little thing about you. I love Nate so much. Hopefully Gabby see what I see in Nate. He's a cash. He is a cash. I love Jason. I love Eric, but Nate is number one for me. Probably not for Gabby. She really appreciates what Nate does, but she doesn't get insecure a little bit when she's with Nate compared to like when she's with Eric. She's like, I want to be loved by Eric. I love me. When she's around Jason, she's like, oh, I really want him to open up. I don't see that side of Gabby when she's with Nate. She smiles all the time. Maybe Nate is so sweet. And when you're so sweet, I'm afraid she might, I don't want to say the word friend zone. I'm afraid she might find me too sweet and put me in the friend zone. No, my Nate is not going to be in the friend zone. So anyway, we're going to see. But she still like him. Okay, on the other side, with Rachel, Gabby have her time with her man. Everything is going so fine, so good with Gabby. Little group date, little one-on-one section during the cocktail hour, but with Rachel talked to Hayden. Hayden introduced his dog to Rachel, and he talked about the fact that his dog have cancer. How do we call his dog again? I forgot his name. Rainbow. Rainbow is Hayden's dog. He talked about his dog being sick and his dog having a cancer. I feel bad for Rainbow. He showed like he brought like some kind of like plush animal toy for his dog. He showed a picture of his dog. Everything was going so fine, right? But don't forget what Hayden said at the beginning of the episode. And me heard about Hayden talking down about Gabby and Rachel. The guys, you don't think those guys are here to settle down with those girls?
And I don't want to just settle. I can tell you right now, I don't see how any guy in here could be like marrying these girls.
He called them bitches. Compare his girlfriend body with Gabby and Rachel. It's like he was down talking about them. Hayden got mad first when Rachel was talking after Tino came and interrupted this. Like, he literally got mad. She's like, she doesn't care about me. And she's willing to like get up and just talk to Tino. After, I love the fact that after Meebo came, Meebo say, oh, thing. He told Rachel about the fact that Hayden called them bitches. You don't trust those bitches. I'm like, yeah, I love Meepo. I love how Meepo is so loyal. She's like, those ladies saved me. Rachel gave me a second chance. I'm gonna fight for them. I'm like, yes, Meepo, do that, because in the past, I wouldn't like when somebody go into the bachelor or the bachelor, what the other person say, but Hayden, it's getting on my nerve. He says so many things. It's like he has two faces. Behind the back, he called them all those names. He compared them to his ex. He said that none of the guys we settled now, we settled with those girls. Now, if the guy end up with them, they will be settling with those girls. I don't like that. And when he talked to her, he talked like a sweet boy. Like, I didn't like him this episode. His attitude, the way he was talking about him, no. And I love that Meatball told Rachel what happened with Hayden about him calling them bitches and stuff like that. She should go and confront Hayden about that. You say, oh, are you calling me to talk about my dog? Because, you know, he was talking to Rachel about his dog and he got interrupted with when Tino came. I said, no, I'm not talking about your dog. Like, I'm talking about your attitude. Rachel, did you call me? Did you say this thing about us? Did you say we are bitches? Did you say that you don't trust those people? He said, no, I didn't say that. I never said that. Into the end, he lied. I love that Rachel walked you out. She can walk you out. Your journey is over. At the end, his confession. I wish I find somebody who loves her like the way Rainbow loved me. I love Rainbow. I want to be with Rainbow. I'm like, hey man, your dog is sick. How dare you using poor Rainbow to get your way into this show? I'm like, literally, if you love your dog, you should stay at home, take care of Rainbow. It's like, you didn't use poor Rainbow. I hope Rainbow is okay. Like, people check Rainbow is still alive, Rainbow is okay, but you already use your dog. Rainbow deserves better. Seriously, Rainbow deserves better. Yeah, Hayden was this saying, I'm like so happy for that. I never been so happy to see someone leave. Sometimes like, oh, don't make this person. I'm like, oh, Meepo, you really rise into my dictionary. You're already up there. Hopefully we see Meepo in paradise. I can wait for him to see him. Okay, time for the rose ceremony. And you know, we know Jason have a one-on-one, and Jason also Tino have a one-on-one. They both have hosts, and on the other side, Spencer got a host the one-on-one section after the group date, and also on the other side, and Tyler spent time with Rachel, also got a host. So both of the girls have two hosts that already gave up. That they already gave away. So now on this first ceremony, Eric, Ned got the first host from Gabby, Eric the second host, Johnny the third, Michael the fourth, and Mario the last host. Mario is still here. Yep. In the Rachel side, Evan got the host, Meatball got the host, Zach got the host, Ethan, Logan. Yeah, they all have the host. And the people went home, Hayden, Kurt, Quincy, and Jordan H. Those are the people who went home. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, I see you guys in the next episode 5. Hopefully we enjoy. So 4 people went home. We went from 18 people to 14 people. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. Oh my god, both of the girls have 7 guys left. Are we gonna have 4 people in the hometown? I mean, maybe next week or the week after, 3 more people will go home. We're gonna find out. It was a great episode. Paris. Okay, merci beaucoup. And I forgot to say something. Jesse Palmer, French is. Yeah, also don't forget he's from Canada. He's Canadian, so he speaks French. I speak French. Je parle français. Et cet épisode à Paris est fini. Bonne journée. Bye.